The foundation of our cellular health is built from the ground up. The specific mineral composition of the earth where our food grows dictates exactly what trace elements make their way into our bloodstream. This data shows a physical link between geography and survival. When you compare soil selenium levels against regional cancer mortality, populations farming on selenium-rich soil experience much lower incidence and death rates. Clinical blood tests confirm the geographic data. Patients recording the lowest blood selenium levels are nearly 6 times more likely to die from cancer compared to those with the highest levels. Looking at this statistical correlation, the medical community drew a logical conclusion. We should supplement cancer patients with dietary selenium. At first, the early human tests were promising. A large-scale French study known as the SUVIMX trial found that daily supplementation reduced overall cancer deaths by 37%. Following that success, researchers launched the massive, heavily funded SELECT trial to cement the findings. The SELECT trial was halted early. It failed to show any protective benefit against cancer, and the data even suggested a potential increased risk for developing diabetes. The medical community was left with a glaring paradox. A mineral proven to be a potent tumor killer in laboratory settings and geographic studies had failed in a controlled human trial. This contradiction exposed a critical blind spot in modern nutrition. Medical science was treating a complex, diverse family of selenium molecules as if they were identical. The root of the problem is a chemical principle called speciation. The human liver metabolizes simple, inorganic selenium in a way that is chemically distinct from the complex organic selenium found in plants. The failed human trials relied on a simple chemical form called selenomethionine, administering it at doses that ultimately proved ineffective against the disease. Oncology researchers have now shifted their clinical focus to Se-methylselenocysteine. This is a highly specific organic molecule found in nature, specifically in selenium-enriched broccoli and garlic. Passive antioxidants simply neutralize free radicals. This specific organic form goes further, participating directly in complex cellular redox reactions to change how specific proteins behave. At high doses, this molecule acts as a biological switch. It selectively turns cancer-promoting proteins off while simultaneously turning immune-boosting proteins on. Once inside a malignant cell, this specific selenium compound triggers apoptosis, programmed cell death. The tumor cell effectively destroys itself from the inside out, leaving the surrounding healthy DNA untouched. At the same time, the compound targets the tumor's infrastructure through anti-angiogenesis. It starves emerging tumors by preventing the creation of the new blood vessels they need to grow. Selenoproteins also optimize a patient's dendritic cells. These cells act as the biological link that presents antigens to the adaptive immune system, flagging the tumor so the body's defenses recognize the threat. This multi-target approach initiates tumor self-destruction, severs the cancer supply lines, and weaponizes the patient's own immune system all at once. Scientists are now moving past natural plant extracts. They are bringing these molecular structures into the laboratory to redesign them for maximum lethality against tumors. Through atomic substitution, researchers modify a natural plant compound's behavior by physically swapping a single sulfur atom for a selenium atom. This exact substitution radically enhances the molecule. Synthetic organoseleniums are up to 300 times more active at stopping cancer. Researchers are now treating the mineral as a starting material for pharmacological engineering, designing molecules to kill tumors with pinpoint accuracy. In the oncology ward, high-dose organoselenium is being integrated directly into traditional chemotherapy protocols. Traditional chemotherapy causes severe collateral damage to the body. It often destroys a patient's nutritional status and wipes out the protective white blood cells needed to fight off secondary infections. Human clinical trials demonstrate that administering targeted selenium alongside chemotherapy prevents this widespread cellular destruction. It stabilizes immune cell counts and reduces severe side effects like hair loss and weakness. Selenium manages a remarkable clinical dual action. It reverses multi-drug resistance inside the tumors themselves, rendering the chemotherapy highly lethal to the cancer, while acting as a biological shield for the patient's healthy tissue. The standard pharmacy supplement is increasingly distinct from these highly engineered, high-dose clinical protocols. In the field of modern pharmacology, The exact physical shape and atomic structure of a complex molecule dictates its ultimate biological destiny. By respecting that chemical complexity, medical science is upgrading a trace mineral found in the soil into one of our most potent weapons against cancer.